Okay, guys, so I'm going to be analyzing this with the Telegram people, so you might be hearing me calling out stuffs, okay, from time to time. So let me go to Telegram now and start this live analysis. Okay, all right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to our live analysis. All right. For today, let us just start with our Forex Factory. All right. So right off the bat, we'll see here that on Monday, okay, we have Monday free. All right, there's nothing on Monday. So today is going to be chill day. It might actually be a very slow day since there's no news on Monday. Okay. Then on Tuesday, we now have news for the AUD. Okay. On Wednesday, we also have another news for the AUD, which is the CPI. Okay. This one should be okay. This is their governor, their bank governor speaking. All right. This is CPI, okay, month over month and year over year. So this one is the main focus for that particular period of time if you're trading the season session, or if you have trades that you're holding from Monday to next day on the next day on the sorry, from Tuesday to Wednesday. Okay. And yeah, that's that there. Then we also have the funds rate, which this is very important, please. This is the bank rates, basically. All right, these are the interest rates for the USD. Okay, so it's very, very important that you either stay away from this, like avoid trading USD pairs on Wednesday in total, or you try to know how to trade it. Okay. I might drop some hints in the group or in the channel, rather in the Telegram channel, but I might not be able to keep up with it. All right. So I'm just saying. Then on Thursday we do have the JBP monetary policy. All right. Basically they're looking into the interest rates very soon. Okay, look at it here. JBP official bank rate basically. So this week we're going to have the bank rates of Japan, GPB, sorry, Japan, the UK or the Great Britain or and the USA. All right. So three key important events for us this week. All right. So it's going to be quite shaky. Like it's going to shake a lot. You're going to see a lot of volatility in the markets this week. So it's important that we take note of that. All right. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. All right, which is let me just do a little quick adverts here. All right. So basically, as you guys may know, I represent Equity Edge. Okay, just before we get into the chat, let me just say this quickly. So basically, with Equity Edge, all right, you don't have to bother about profitable trading days. Now, for those of you who have been with me and you saw me advertising for other prop firms, you get one thing has always been bothering me, all right, which is the profitable trading days. For example, they'll tell you to make 0.5 profits every single day for a particular amount of days. No, it doesn't have to be straightforward. Sure, I can do it any day you want, but like it's tiring. The previous one that I was representing was 5 minimum profitable trading days, and that was a lot. That was really a lot, and I didn't like that. And finally, I partner with a pro firm that actually doesn't need that, and moreover, it's cheap. Okay, it's quite cheap. As you can see there, you can get 50% off on all the accounts, right? Starting from a $2,500 account for just $9, a two-step account. And do you want to know the best part? We don't have minimum profitable trading days, but profitable trading days. And the profitable trading days is just two, meaning that you can open a trade today, make all your profit today, and you open a trade with 0.01%, 0.1 lot tomorrow and complete it. All right. Just open and close after a few minutes. You don't really have to hold it. Okay. So it's as easy as that. And because of that, if you're really good into what you're doing or you really got it this week, you can even pass your account in just 3 days. from phase one to funded in just 3 days, literally. All right. So yeah, I do like Equity Edge quite a lot. Okay. They do have some pros and cons, but the pros are actually way bigger than the cons. All right. Every prop firm has pros and cons, right? So maybe in a separate video on YouTube, I can talk about all the things that I've noticed about Equity Edge so far. You hear a lot of things about Equity Edge, but trust me, they do pay. If you follow the rules, they'll pay. All right. Now let's move on to the chart, okay, which is the main thing for today. All right. I'll drop this video for you guys, okay, on the community there. Okay, so now we are back to the charts. All right, as you guys can see here, this is the Euro USD that I dropped earlier. I won't even say earlier today, more like last night, all right, after I finished analyzing. So this is Euro USD, and you guys might be wondering what happened to your chart. Like, where is the new chart that we've been talking about on everything? Well, this is not actually the chart that I posted in the group. This one is FXCM. So the other one is actually a whole different thing entirely. So this, oh, my bad, sure, I forgot. Now this is the new chart. I hope you guys like it. I mean, I got some complaints that the colors were dull, okay, and not just dull, but like the black and the ash and white made it like a bit hard to see. So I hope that this one is better. At least I like the colors. I mean, this is literally my brand colors, green, right? And I get to showcase it in a way that really expresses who I am. Okay, so I do like it, yeah. So I hope you guys are able to see much better this way, and I hope you guys get to see what I'm seeing. All right. Well, let's move on. Okay. So as of yesterday, I sent you guys in the community a chart of Euro USD, right? And it was coming actually from the weekly time frame. Okay, it's a weekly time frame standpoint. Okay. So as of last week, rather, we did not have this candle here. So I was analyzing the chart with someone. As you can see, Euro USD has been bearish, right? And I told him that, see, we have this Fibonacci gap here, which has already been triggered, okay? So there's no reason for price to come back up here again. And on top of that, we have a two candle sweep just here, all right? You see more of that when you get to the lower time frame, all right? And this here is a break of structure. As you can see, this is the engulfing candle, all right? Engulfing candles usually suggest that there's a break of structure on the lower time frame. If you now switch to the daily, you see there the break of structure was definitely there. This is the sweep that we saw on the weekly time frame, all right? And yeah, basically that's that. Okay, so where did my trade now come from? Well, this here is a daily A level. Okay, so we can now refine it lower. Okay, so this here is basically where the daily A level came from. So we refine it further to the 4 hours open close level, which is this here. Because if you're using this one now, this candle here, or this week rather, is invalidating it. So this is the only valid spot left on the chart. So we call them fresh levels, fresh and fresh levels. Okay, so this basically was the last fresh level that we had here. Okay, and now we see price trying to engulf this particular candle right now. Okay, so I would believe that we should be going to the bearish side quite soon. Okay, and dropping down to the 1 hour time frame, we can see here that price has already tapped into it. Okay, this is our A level. At this point, it's an A level, but in the 4 hours is an open close level. All right, and this here was basically the Quasimodo of the trade. On the 1 hour, it should have been around here. Okay, although I believe that these levels are now invalid since we have a lot of wicks here. Although it should have been made fresh from this angle, but nevertheless, I'm still expecting more bearish downside on Euro USD. All right. So personally, I hope my network is not lagging because it's raining heavily on my side. All right. So personally, I would be looking for more sales around here. Okay, so I want to see how price is going to react to that particular level. And if the reaction is like just a week like we have here, then I'll probably be looking to sell a little bit more. All right. as you guys can see here. We do have a fairly gap there, break of structure, a sweep over here. All right. We don't really have what's it called, endorsements yet, but that's okay. All right. On the higher time frame, this here could have as well served as an endorsement. As you guys can see, it's clean. All right. So we can call that equal highs. I believe that if you go lower, you can see they're still clean, right? So those to me, they're basically equal highs. And moving on to the 15-minute time frame, let me hide this just real quick so that we can have a clearer picture here. All right. So if you're moving to the 15-minute time frame, this here is basically what we're working with. Okay. And let's see if we can have another trade entry on the London session. All right. So this here is the discount. This is the premium. We're supposed to be selling from the premium, right? So break of structure, the last candle before the break is basically this one here. So probably we could actually retrace back to this level and sell off from here. Okay, so basically this is what I mean. Now this is a possibility. Okay, so we might, like I said before, we might have to look into the rejection, see how price is rejecting these areas. All right, so only enter on confirmation. The confirmation could be a pin bar candle, it could be an engulfing candle, it could be some sort of reversal model on the lower time frame. All right, so it depends. There are many ways for you to confirm an entry. Okay, but yeah, I'm still bearish on AUSD. All right, then we have JPB USD. I also dropped this trade for you guys there. This one is also coming from the weekly perspective. Okay, so in the weekly, you can see here that we cleared out this high. Okay, basically we swept it, and after sweeping that high, we had a engulfing, okay, a bearish engulfing here. As you can see here, this candle here engulfed this one here. All right, so what should we expect next? Well, basically if there's an engulfing, then there's a break of structure in the lower time frame, which should be this, and that will lead us to see a break of structure on the lower time frame. Okay, on the daily we see there that there's a break of structure. All right, I marked it out here. Okay, and after that we do get um a retracement. We have a little bit of what's it called, an endorsement liquidity here. All right, if you shift to this line chart, it's going to be basically here, but it's all the same. All right, and on the daily time frame also, we see here that this was the last V level that before price now touched this level here, and that level is nothing else than an SBR. Okay, this is an SBR here. Okay, or you can call it a V level as well. All right, so this V level is what made price to start reacting this way and breaking structure here. Okay, so since this was the last low or the last V level before that happened, then this is the main break of structure, and I will be using something close to it for my entry. All right, now if you notice something that about the way I trade, you know that I like to see fair value gaps and key levels at the same spots. Okay, I am an ICT trader, but I am also trading MSNR. Okay, so this here is my V level, sorry, my A level. Okay, and it aligns with the fair value gap that's just here. Okay, so in line with that, I can now use this place as my entry. Okay, I can either put my stop loss here or I can put it here. This is kind of risky, but this is a safe spot. Okay, so if you're putting it at the risky part, it's going to be a 1:12. If not, you're going to go with a 1:6. Okay, so you gotta take everything or you take half of it. All right. The draw on liquidity is actually going to be this low based on what we saw on the weekly time frame, right? Weekly to weekly, right? So this is the next weekly POY. So we should be selling from around here on the daily time frame, and then we're going to be aiming for this low here. All right, personally I'll go with the risky setup, okay, and go with a 1:12. I mean, I'm trying to maximize all my profits, maximize all my setups and all of that, but if you want to play it safe, take it from here. All right, a 1:6 is still a lot of money, okay, depending on how much you're risking. So that's for JPB USD. Okay, I just left the setup on the daily time frame. I didn't want to refine it any further. Okay, and the setup is actually quite cheap if you're using if you have little funds, because this is like literally just 21 pips. Okay, It's quite affordable. If you even if you're using 0.01, that's like what, $2, right? So there you go. That's that. Now, something else that I noticed is that our POI should be taking routes from this area here. All right. Can we refine it to any other places? Well, you can push it up a little bit on the 4 hour to this particular point, or you can use this particular area here. But why I wouldn't want to use this is simply because there's a lot of weeks here that are basically telling me that this level shouldn't really be valid. But this one here, we had 1 week which made it unfresh, and then it became fresh again after the break of structure. So this here is actually cool as well. All right. There's a second possibility here, which is price could come off from this particular zone as well. Okay. So very possible the price could reach up to this level and then decide to go down from there. But in the meantime, let's wait and see what price is going to do. Personally, I still expect it to react to the daily level instead of reacting to a 4 hour level. The daily usually has a higher chance of going well rather than the lower time frames. All right. So yeah, that's my expectation for JPB USD. It may not trigger now since it's a higher time frame POI, but we'll see how it goes. All right, as time goes on. Then on NZD cards, all right, I posted this one last night as well. I dropped everything for you guys in the community. All right. So yeah, how did I get about here, or how did I get this trade basically? Well, let me show you guys. So right off from the weekly time frame, you see here that we have a break of structure. All right. So after seeing this break of structure, my mind drew to something else. I was like, okay, we have a break of structure. So what else could be there? So I now observe that we broke this high, okay, basically with this candle here, right? So after the break, price came down, came up again, which is something what we could call a endorsement, right? And then broke structure from the low that created this high. So basically, we are flipping sides, basically, or that's what price is telling me. Okay, let me change this to black. I don't think I finished changing everything to black. So if you sit back to the normal chart that we have there, it doesn't really seem that way. Okay, that's why sometimes you have to just change it to the what's it called, to the line charts. It usually helps you to have a clearer story. Okay, and then as you can see, that high that we that broke the structure here before, it didn't really cross this area. Okay, so basically it never really made a new high like that per se, only on the line chart using if you're using the close alone. So after the break of structure here and this endorsement, I saw that price came all the way up here, and guess what, we had a nice reaction. Okay, that is a full reaction. That's actually a pin bar, or a bearish pin bar rather. But the problem there is that you don't really have a big body over here, right? And we not close below the range, but that's fine. On the daily, we're already setting the bearish motion there. Okay, so on the daily time frame, you now notice new things here. Number one is you notice that we have another break of structure that's coming from here. All right, and okay, you know what, let me clean this here so that it doesn't get you guys confused. I can still draw everything, I remember everything. Even if I don't remember, I'll still draw it again because the knowledge sticks. So this here is the break of structure. All right, and over here we have a sweep. All right, so this here is our sweep. Okay, and we have a break of structure. Now if you shift to the line charts, we have here our QM. All right, so this is here is the break of structure. All right, in the line charts. Okay, and I guys I'm thinking, what happened to this particular one here? Nothing happened to it. I'm just marking out from the line chart perspective. So basically, we should have some sort of POI around here. Okay, so my first instinct is actually to go and look for the fair value gaps. If you shift this here, you see that we have a fair value gap here and we have one here. Combine the two of them together, this is what you get basically. All right, now do we have any POIs there that is showing us that we could be taking a trade from anywhere around there? Well, on the daily, I would say that we should go with this particular V level here. All right, but now let's go to the 4 hour and see what we get in there. All right, so on the 4 hour time frame, there is no fair value gap in this area anymore. Okay, so the only fair value gap is here, and that is not even covering it. I would have loved to see a fair value gap inside a fair value gap if I'm going to the lower time frame, but since we don't have that, let's work with what we have. Let me delete this before it confuses you guys. I'll still put it back again later on. All right, so we have our sweep around here. Okay, so basically price is trying to come up again, right? So this is our new dealing range here. Okay, so we know that price, our POI has to be inside this area. This is a premium. Okay, we sell from premium, we buy from discount, and since we're looking for sales, we have to sell from somewhere around here. Where is the best place that we could sell from? Well, I'm looking into this particular fair value gap here. Okay, why am I looking into it? Because this is the closest fair value gap that we had to the daily fair value gap. Okay, and not just that, but like this is the closest thing that we have to the Quasimodo over here. All right, I think I marked that for you guys there. If I go back to the daily time frame, the Quasimodo actually starts from here. All right, but you can refine it to this particular spot here. All right, so I push it up a little bit. So yeah, this is basically what I'll be aiming to go with. Okay, and what about our target? Well, our target is going to be the weekly or the daily low that we have right here. Okay, so that's why I was saying that it's going to give us the 1:11. So if you want to now sell, you can sell from here. All right. Oh shoot, my bad. So we can sell from here. All right. Usually, you guys already know that whenever I use fair value gaps, I like to use this particular candle that initiated it as my stop loss, right? So we would say it's here, and it actually is in line with the daily sweep. Okay, so I'll be taking that, and for this trade, I'm going to be getting a 17, 1:17. If you bring it down here, this is a 1:12. All right. So I believe that's from the fair value gap that I gave you guys the main entry there. Okay, so this is basically what I have on NZD card. All right. So yeah, we have two possible entries here. You can enter from the Quasimodo, you can enter from the fair value gap. Two of them should my trigger. Okay, if you want to play it safe, I would have you consider to bring it up to this level here, just between these two candles. Okay, just so they can cover up for this mystery of a fair value gap around here. Okay, so price can decide to be wicked sometimes. So it's just for you to like be conservative about your entry. But yeah, we also have this A level here. Price might want to come up over there, so just be safe. Bring it up, bring it up here, okay? So that you can secure yourself. So yeah, this here is going to be my target, and then you guys can see this is the idea behind the trade that I dropped. Now, I have some other trade ideas as well. Okay, I only dropped 3 in the community last night. Okay, this one, you guys already know this one. I think I dropped it before. If I haven't dropped it, this is Euro AUD. Earlier last week, I think we took a trade. Okay, it's for those that came for the live analysis only. Okay, we took a trade from around here all the way down to these points, and since then we made a new POI. Okay, as you can see, we have a break of structure, uh, break of structure here, a sweep here. Okay, and all these levels that are here are basically invalid because they're longer fresh. The only fresh level that we have here now is this A shape that we have here. Okay, and alongside that we have a little bit of what I would call endorsement liquidity, all right, from this angle here. So yeah, I would say that we are looking to sell from around here and go all the way down to this place. It's going to give us a 1:6, which is actually quite okay. Like I said yesterday, I don't have any trades that are less than a 1:4. Okay, so that's my deal for this week. I had a trading idea on gold and silver. Basically, yeah, they are refinements from the ones from last week. So, but now I'm double thinking them, and I don't think they are going to trigger anymore. All right. But the idea here behind my trades are basically still the same. All right, the ideas are still the same. I'm still bullish on gold. I'm still bullish on silver until we get to our POI here. Let me change these things to normal colors. Things supposed to be on the daily time frame, right? Yes, on the daily time frame, you see here that um we have this trend line liquidity here, which has not been completely taken out yet. And I'm still expecting price to take it out, like this whole thing here. Okay. We should possibly be seeing some sort of reversals from this angle here. Why do I say that? Well, gold has a sweep and a break of structure around here. Okay, so this is the break of structure. All right, and aside that, I'm expecting price to come back up again. Okay, the nearest POI closer to our endorsements is actually this open close level. That's why I'm expecting price to go back up there, and then we should now see a dump from around there. Okay, so until that is completed, I'm still bullish on gold for now. As you can see here, we broke this high, we broke this high as well. So why not be bullish on it? We even have a sweep around here. Okay, two candle sweep around here as well. So that's my idea for gold in the meantime. All right. So from the 4 hour time frame, it occurred to me that price was actually trying to come from here. Okay, so assuming we did take this trade from this RBS, okay, or this A level, we would have taken a nice trade. All right, you could have actually gone up from there. That should be this here. Okay, why is this thing going to the green? Okay, so this is basically what we could have used. And then the original level here is going to be this high, okay, which is the 112. I always like to take at the nearest drawn liquidity, which should be this high here. Okay, even if I want to aim for this guy, I would take some partials or try to at least lock in like a 1 to 2, a 1 to 3, just to be sure. All right. So yeah, currently for gold, I really don't have any other thing again. Okay, price has already left off. Okay, there is nothing I can do. We have a big gap here, so there's a good chance that we're going to cover that gap. Okay, so that is that. Yeah, I just have to wait for the gap to be covered before taking any other initiative. All right, basically the same goes for silver. I'm still bullish on the two of them. This forex.com, I want to check this silver on capital.com. Where is it? Okay, so this is the gap here. I wanted to check capital.com because of the gap. All right. So yeah, let's wait to see that gap filled up first before any other thing. Okay. So but I'm still bullish on both of them. I'll just be waiting for price to do some sort of reaction or show me something that I could use to take a trade before going up again. Okay. For those of us who were here with us last week, I took a trade from here. I was supposed to take a long just from here, but we did not get triggered actually. It did not tap in. Okay. This was the breaker block that we had there, or an A level if you so choose to call it that, which was going to give us a 1:6. All right. And for the most insane reason, price decided not to tap us in. Okay. So one of my accounts did not actually trigger. So I was sad about that. But that was in the past. Okay, this would have actually been a nice trade. So yeah, that's gone. Then lastly, I do have the same idea that I had before on JP225. Okay, so the idea that I dropped last week still stands, and now we have um equal highs here. All right, so this equal high is basically telling me that okay, we should still have some good probability of tapping in and getting your trade triggered. All right, this actually came out from the, I think it was from the daily time frame. Was it? No, it was not from the daily. But from the daily, we have a break of structure there. I mean, so from the daily, or from the 4 hours rather, we see here that we had the sweep around here, right? And after that, we got a break of structure, right? So price still has to come back to some sort of POI around there, which I believe is going to be this B level that's here. Okay, and we now dump from there. Okay. If you guys remember, I wanted to sell from here last week, but I ended up not selling. I still don't remember why, but it happened. Okay. Eventually, price came up again. This is actually from the daily level. Okay, the daily key level. So it dumped from there. So we can still follow up on those dumps. Okay. And as for my targets, okay, I'm actually bearish on JP225 until we get to this particular uh liquidity that we have here. Okay, it can be here, it can be here, you can choose your target. Okay, but personally I'll be targeting for this guy here. Okay, so that's how I got that target over there. Let me shorten this a little bit. All right, then I renovate this one. It's not even going to be 1:2, so this is 1:8. So that's basically my idea on JP225. All right. So yeah, I'm still running along with what we had last week. All right, and I do believe that we're going to get triggered very soon. It should be today or possibly tomorrow morning during the agent session, but there's a high possibility that's going to be today. Okay, so let's sit and watch out. All right, for this, and see what plays out next. Okay, let me delete these ones here. They're not really valuable anymore. So yeah, let me take a screenshot of this. All right, and I think we're basically done with today's analysis. I just wanted to explain you guys my point of view on all those trades, and also to see whether we're going to get any other angles in all these things. All right, so since we do not get those angles, and oh, this is tough. We just entered the fourth new four candle over here. We don't get that same bearish engulfing that I was expecting. Go, I think I'll take it. I'll take it. What do we have here? We don't actually have much. We can still use this guy here. This has it been triggered? Okay, no, not yet. But yeah, can still use this particular candle here to push price to the downside. So let's wait and see what price is going to do. All right. As for GU, as you guys know, I'm still expecting GU to come up here. Okay, I don't know how that's going to happen since I have a sell on Euro USD and a buy and a sell that's way above on GU. Okay, but let's watch and see how it's going to happen, Sha. Just in case, you should be securing your trades. All right, that reaction was way too clean for it to be ignored just like that. I would secure lists to this level here. All right, that's basically break even. So that's that, guys. I think I'll be ending today's call here. All right. So you guys should not forget that we have a lot of setups to go. This is just the beginning of the week. If this trade doesn't go well, we still have other trades that align with our view. All right. So once again, guys, thank you for coming. Don't forget that with Equity Edge, you can get 50% off. Okay, you can get a huge discount, 50% off any accounts. All right, so instead of paying 400 and something for a 100K account, you can just get it back with 236. You can get a 10K account for just $23, and you can use Pay if you are an African. Basically, it facilitates you and helps you buy with your bank. Okay, you can use a bank transfer to pay for it as well. Okay, so the whole process has been made easy for you. Okay, so I'll see you guys again probably on Wednesday on X or maybe here on Telegram, and see you guys next time.